Listening to some of my recordings, it sounds like there are pigeons in the room. This strange noise crops up at random points in the recording in various forms. Sometimes this can be edited out, but always makes me wonder where it's coming from. I'm going to do another group of sounds here before I get to the unknowns. I call this a warble, and I absolutely do not understand what causes it. I don't know if this is my voice. I don't think it is.
But is a phenomenon unique to humans, representing an...
There it is.
Representing an inner...
This sounds like a pigeon in an attic. And this occurs kind of like some of the early noises. This can occur at the ends of words, between words. When it does, I can take it out. If it happens in the middle of a word, you just have to re-record it. That's just all there is to it.
Humans.
And this is the most bizarre sound. And I do not have any perception of that actually occurring while I'm talking. Now, it's possible that that's being generated by the dryness in my mouth with the plastic and the metal. That's a possibility. And I haven't thrown that out.
These elements are at work. These elements are at work.
And a lot of times this will occur right at the end of a word, transitioning into another word. And I'm kind of bad on that because my voice will trail off at the end of those words. And it's sometimes if it's really at the very end of the word, I can take it out. Most of the time, this has to be re-recorded, so I have to... And that one's not a real good example.
Suppressed and...
This one here is more typical.
Suppressed and
at a higher volume it sounds like it has a shorter duration. This sound can happen real fast or have a short duration, or it can be spread out. Whoop, whoop. It sounds like a whoop. Sounds like whatever. Real similar to a dove or something like that. On Windows, there was a similar sound that would occur that sounded like tuning up an old radio, and it would be right in the middle of maybe take up an entire word or sometimes half of a sentence. It never made any sense on Windows, and I really did conclude that that really was Windows.
Suppressed and
so that's a weird one. That's a real short one. It's in a spot where I can't take it out. It's in a spot where it's going to have to be re-recorded. Let me see if I got one more.
Earth in Luke, 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 Earth in Luke.
And this really is kind of the warble that I had in the beginning, but you can hear it.
Earth in Luke, eighth on the earth in Luke, eighth on the earth in Luke.
Some of my recordings are like, it takes me about 2 hours to actually sit and record a 20-minute piece because I have to stop and have to get, have to deal with different problems and everything. And that's not a big deal. That's fine. But it's really frustrating to go back and listen to this. And it's like, here's a... it just makes you want to scream.
Eighth on the earth in Luke, eighth on the earth in Luke, eighth on the earth in Luke.
So that's just a weird one. And that remotely related perhaps to the squeak that's actually coming from inside my mouth. I don't think so. This sounds, again, more like a processing problem.
On the earth in Luke 8. On the earth in Luke 8. On the earth in.
Okay, so that's the last example of that. So that is the warble